Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, September 6th. A very cool morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. In fact, the coolest air of the season so far. Temperatures reached the upper 40s in some of the normally colder northern and western suburbs along the I-95 corridor between D.C. and New York City. That's around 40 degrees right now in central Pennsylvania. Upper 30s in parts of the higher elevations, upstate Pennsylvania and upstate New York. It'll stay refreshingly cool today. Another chilly night for this time of the year coming tonight. Temperatures do moderate rather quickly tomorrow afternoon, reaching near 80 degrees along most of the I-95 corridor between D.C. and Philly and New York City. But comfortable humidity levels will continue not only through tomorrow but through the weekend as well. Another cool front passes through the region, perhaps with a shower, but mainly dry on Sunday. That'll pave the way for more very comfortable air on Monday and into Tuesday of next week in the northeastern part of the country. Finally, by about the middle of next week, we'll start to get warmer and more humid again as the early week cool air mass moves off the east coast, allowing for a southwesterly flow to develop by the middle part of next week. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map. Strong high pressure just dominating the scene here in the Great Lakes region, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast. Calm conditions allowed for temperatures to drop quite rapidly last night to quite cool conditions this morning. Cool frontal system is driving all the way down to the deep south here, driving to the south and east, and maybe a little bit of rainfall today in this part of the country associated with that frontal system, but basically wall-to-wall sunshine here in the Mid-Atlantic region thanks to that large high-pressure system. Elsewhere, there's a strong low in the Pacific Northwest associated with a deep upper-level trough. Some rain today in the Pacific Northwest, and really those are the only two spots across the country with some rainfall here in the Pacific Northwest and down in the deep south, relatively dry from coast to coast. Well, let's take a look at the current upper level chart. This is 500 millibar level, about 18,000 feet in the atmosphere, and it really shows us some important features. Strong high pressure ridging in the upper part of the atmosphere, still situated out over the southern Rockies. Very hot conditions continue. Denver, for example, will reach the mid-90s again today. They'll stay hot right through the weekend. The hottest part of the country is associated with this upper level high pressure system. Even across the southwestern part of California, very warm conditions with low 80s along the coast and even higher than that in the interior valley locations. Up in the Pacific Northwest, however, quite a vigorous upper level low. That'll actually swing a frontal system through the southern Rockies the early part of next week. Denver, for example, will cool off dramatically come Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Meanwhile, here in the Northeast, just a nice northwesterly flow of air bringing in this refreshingly cool air mass for this time of the year. There'll be a second frontal system coming through in this pattern on Sunday, and that'll pave the way for one more nice air mass in the Northeast come Monday and most of Tuesday as well, but then we'll turn a little bit warmer and more humid by the middle part of next week. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite loop from the SSEC Wisconsin website. Just lots of clear skies here in the northeastern quadrant of the country. A little bit of patchy cloudiness right now. That's the exception to the clear sky pattern here, but that'll move off. Causing some clouds right now in New York City, but that'll push off. Basically, plenty of sunshine all day long. And one thing I want to point out here, right down here in the southeastern part of Virginia, Wallops Island, the NASA facility, Wallops Island, there will be a rocket launch tonight around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a probe that will eventually arrive to study the moon's atmosphere over the next several weeks. And that rocket launch could actually be visible in places like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, even perhaps New York City, in the southern part of the skies here around 11:30 tonight. Looks like pretty much ideal conditions for this thing to go off from NASA Wallops Island facility in the southeastern part of Virginia about 11:30 p.m. tonight. Meanwhile, here, cloudiness associated with that deep upper level trough out in the Pacific Northwest, causing some rain and cooler conditions out there, but lots of heat in the southern Rockies and all the way to the west coast thanks to that strong upper level high pressure ridge. Well, let's take a look at some computer forecast maps for the weekend. This is from last night's 0Z GFS model run for tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. High pressure still sitting on top of the region here. It will be another chilly night here in the northeastern part of the country. Some upper 40s possible again tonight in the suburban locations along I-95. That high tends to move off the coast. It'll by tomorrow afternoon, it'll allow for a quick rebound in temperatures to near 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon, but still very comfortable humidity-wise with plenty of sunshine on Saturday. Here's the forecast map for Sunday morning. Yet another cool frontal system moving towards the mid-Atlantic region, mainly on the dry side. You cannot rule out a shower or two in parts of the mid-Atlantic region on Sunday, probably Sunday morning time frame as this thing moves through. And here we go again, another Canadian high-pressure system moving in for the early part of next week. Even Sunday itself, the day of the frontal passage, won't be at all uncomfortable. It'll be perhaps 80 degrees, 82 degrees or so in the big cities along the I-95 corridor, but still comfortable humidity levels and partly sunny skies. That front moves through, another high pressure system moves in. Let's now jump ahead to Monday morning's forecast map. And here it is, another beautiful day on tap for the mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast, Great Lakes on Monday as another Canadian high pressure system moves in. It'll be below normal temperature wise and very comfortable humidity levels, that probably high temperatures in the 70s along most I-95 corridor big cities on the day Monday. Eventually, by the middle part of next week, this moves off the East Coast, and that'll allow for warmer and more humid air to return to the mid-Atlantic region on a southwest flow by the middle part of next week. So a rocket launch tonight, perhaps visible in much of the mid-Atlantic region around 11:30 p.m. Very pleasant conditions today and for much of the weekend into the early part of next week here in the mid-Atlantic. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.